Michael the Holy Man Madden. He says he's a rabbi who also writes songs and is known as the Rockin' Rabbi. Turns out the plaintiff's nothing more than a con artist who never did a thing he promised. The guy delivered nothing to him, is trying to scam him, and he refuses to be scammed. So here they are. He's accused of pooping out on a producer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real.
Litigants have been affirmed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Edward Steinberg, doing business as Rocka Media.
Correct.
You are suing Michael the Holy Man Mammon.
Hi.
Okay.
Also.
For $4,300 that you say you are due for your time and studio time. All right, talk to me. What's going on?
I worked with Michael I was introduced to Michael by a mutual friend.
What do you do for a living? Explain your
I
business.
produce artists and I direct videos
Okay.
for musicians, well-known musicians. He had some good ideas. He had a song he had written, 15, 20 years ago that he wanted to re-record. I was happy to work with him. I worked with him for about 2 months to prepare it.
Okay, hold on, just pause. What's this? What's going on here? Like, this is, is this your performance?
Oh, no, sir.
No, I'm just asking, is this your performance persona, or?
What? The dress?
Yes.
Oh, that's the way I am, you know? I'm a rock and roll rabbi.
Rock and roll rabbi.
Right, I'm a rabbi.
You're actually a rabbi.
I'm a rabbi, yeah. I'm certified.
He's actually a rabbi.
So he said.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I rock and roll.
Where are you a rabbi?
In Borough Park in Brooklyn, you know?
All right, so he hires you, and why did he hire you? What's your role was to reproduce this song?
Originally to reproduce one song, also to help him rewrite it because it was not well developed. It was good. I mean, he's a good singer, he's a good writer, but he needed some development, and that's what producers do.
Okay.
And went into a recording studio. I hired some great professional musicians, someone to help me arrange it, the studio. It went very well.
Okay, so the final product is done and paid for, right?
Correct.
You got paid how much?
I don't know, the whole
No,
budget.
I know that you paid the musicians out of that amount, so how much money did you get from, did he pay you?
Yeah.
Sort of.
What does that mean?
His friend paid him for it.
His friend was bankrolling it?
Yes.
Okay, and
Which is fine.
is a friend here?
Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're, come on up.
Sure.
Thank you. What's your name?
Benjamin Weiss.
Okay, and what's your relationship?
I'm friends with Michael for about 10 years now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, is he a good singer?
He's a great singer. Very inspirational.
Okay.
You want to hear me sing?
No. I don't need to. Can I just ask you, all right, so you get paid for that, and then there's this additional work that is the subject of this lawsuit, right?
Yes. He did a really good job on the song. It sounded great. And we both agreed that let's work on some more songs. We worked on, I don't remember if it was 4 or 5 songs, Michael. And I have.
What does worked on 4 or 5 songs mean?
Okay, he came in with the first song, new song, and he read it to me. He sang it for me. I go, okay, we need to add lyrics. We need to add phrasing, kind of arranging the vocals.
And did you do
Yes.
that at that sitting?
That sitting and
Yeah.
about 7 or 8 or 10 sittings. It's not something.
How many sittings how many hours of work do you say that you worked without getting paid on these additional songs?
60, 70 hours.
With no agreement in place?
Every time we'd work on a song and he would say, okay, let's go and record it and we'll pay for it. And my fee was included in the session. And every time we scheduled a time, he said, oh, the weather isn't right, my voice isn't right. I said, okay, let's do it another day. No, let's put it off a few months. Went on for a better part of a year. And I had faith that between Michael and Ben, who were very nice people, except for this situation, would take care of things. At the end of the day...
How long have you been in business? Because you're a professional. This is what you do, right?
Yes.
Like you've done this for, according to your statement, you've done this for a few really big name people like.
Oh, quite a few people. Madonna, Gypsy Kings, U2, Cheap Trick, a lot of people.
Why would you not have anything in writing?
In the music business, I did a feature film, a music for a feature film, and you get the contracts 4 months after the job is done. That's very classic. You get emails to let you know this is the way.
Do you have emails that'll show what the agreement was regarding the additional songs?
For the studio, yeah.
Show me the emails you have.
Sure.
He says he spent 60 hours on those other songs. Is that true or not true?
I would say maybe like 30, 40, something like that.
Okay, and what were the 30 and 40 hours spent doing?
Okay.
Like exactly what?
Okay, right. I wrote another more songs. So actually, he was correcting the grammar of the song, of the title, and I mean the song, the original song, everything I composed, the music, the everything, the music, the lyrics, everything I did. Just he corrected the grammar, and just about it. Mostly the grammar.
But how does that take 30 hours?
Well, we spent about 3-4 songs, so.
So
30 hours sounds right.
They became very close friends, and they spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, we spent about.
It was not as a proposed contract to work on new songs. Was mostly to it was to prepare for the next project where we want to go to. But this hasn't been discussed before that. What we had discussed is to focus on the first song and to take him the first song to get to the world, like to put it on the radio we talked about, or put it on other platforms to make him to get like a taste, a feeling, the feedback of how people like this style of music. And then obviously then we can invest or move on to express more of his songs.
Okay, yes, I do want to hear it. I want to hear the Holy Man.
I'm a holy man, I'm a holy man, so take me just the way I am. But I'm a holy man, I'm a holy man, so take me just the way. Come on, everybody, come on, let's go, come on. I'm a holy man, I'm a holy man, so take me just the way I am. I'm a holy man. Yeah.
Okay, then.
I feel good. I feel good. All right.
Thank you.
Dare I say, don't quit your day job?
Budgets.
Okay, so this is something that you put together for a proposed trip to Cuba to do the recording in Cuba.
But he had a choice of either Brooklyn or New York or Cuba. Cuba was cheaper and it's a warm place. And it was, I think when we started out, it was winter. We thought it was a good idea.
Your paradise, their prison. But hey, everyone have fun. You know you're talking to a Cuban, right?
Yeah.
But in any event, let's go over this. All right, so you propose this and what happens? It's 14 grand. This is to record what, 4 songs?
Is it 4 songs? I think it says that, yeah.
Okay.
4 or 5
A
songs.
proposal for 4 more songs,
And
that
then
was
you
the
guys
other
did
one.
not, they did not accept that, right?
Well, they said yes, and my birthday's on June 5th. Last June 5th, we planned to fly there in the morning, have a party with my friends, and then record for the next week. And a day or two before, Michael said, "Oh, I'm not really up for it."
All right, so it doesn't happen. And then when do you get the distinct impression that he doesn't want to work with you anymore?
At one point, they were Ben and Michael were on vacation in Florida, and I was talking to them and saying, you know, if you're not going to work anymore, you need to compensate me. Ben said, okay, I'll give Michael a check for $1,200. He'll be back in New York tomorrow. He'll give you the check as a partial payment for the money we owed. And I said,
Wait,
fine.
I'm sorry, is this a partial payment or is this
Partial.
to make you happy and move on?
Partial
A
payment.
settlement.
Partial payment as far as I know. Ben gave Michael a check for $1,200, and Michael came to New York. I called him up, and I said, you're supposed to come over today. He goes, I don't want to. Anyway, I said, well, can I have the check? Because it's not a matter of future work. It's work that's a small part payment toward the work I've already done. He said, no, I'm not giving it to you. And that was basically it.
Okay, let me hear your version on this. Go ahead.
I did the song for him. I recorded it. He liked it. We went to the studio. We did records with all the professional, musicians. I paid him $6,000 for that song. The condition was that I don't want to do any other songs with you, just to this. And he told me he's going to get on the market, into the air, onto the radio. So that was the deal. That was the deal. You know, once we got the song done, he was supposed to put it onto the market, into the radio. And then somehow he just went on and says, Michael, you got any other song? I said, yeah. So he says, let's do some other songs. But something with my mind was telling me, what about my song, The Holy Man, let's get it on the radio. So he's kind of somehow, I don't know how he just ignored it and said, let's go on to the other songs. So I said, all right, let's do the other song. That was what was going on for 3-4 months. 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, we were doing the other songs. And then he tells me, listen, the song that you did, The Holy Man, is a corny song. I said, how do you tell me this after I spent $6,000 on a song, $6,000 on one song? He didn't do nothing for my song. He didn't do anything. He just wanted to do the other song. He wanted to charge me $20,000 for 3 songs. I told him, listen, you want to do fine, we'll do it. Let's make a demo. Why do I have to pay $20,000 for it? Let's go with the first song. Let's see how it goes, and then we'll take it from there. So, you know,
So you never agreed to pay him an hourly fee or any such thing?
That means
Agreed to pay $1,200?
Michael was concerned about advertising his first song, and Michael brought that up, that was the main focus. And Ed was more focused on producing the next 3 songs, so he wanted us to accept the proposal for the next 3 songs and work forward. We were not ready to spend that money before we know where we're going at all.
The first song, right?
Exactly. So we did not agree to that at all.
And that's when all this came up.
Everything happened at that phone call in July, and that's when that's when I felt like that he said that he spent so many hours with Michael that I wasn't involved in that meetings where they were meeting as friends, and I agreed to give Michael $1,200. I gave him a check to Michael, and I told Michael that you can give it to Ed whenever you see him next as a courtesy for the time that he spent with Michael.
But Michael didn't give it to Ed.
Michael felt that he doesn't deserve it because Michael felt that he was not delivering the service that he promised to in the first case.
Here's what's going to happen. You have a very difficult position, Mr. Steinberg, because you are you want me to pay you exactly what you say, even though you can't show me an agreement to pay you by the hour or pay you by the piecework exactly what you say. For much more than that, to actually produce the song and do everything and hire the musicians and get the studio time and everything else for the first song, it was only $6,000. But you are demanding $4,000 today for not doing any of that, but just the time that you spent together, just kind of, I don't know, jamming, hearing it out, trying to figure out better ways to, it's so unquantifiable. It's really difficult because, I have to figure out an hourly wage for you. I have to figure out how many hours. First you said 60, he said 30, you went yeah, that sounds right. But so your lack of planning becomes my emergency, and I've got to find the outrage that you have and order a specificity that you didn't require, but I've got to require it now. I don't think so. I think this is when you do a little rough justice here. And, if it was good enough for you guys then, it's kind of good enough for me now. And I'm going to order on the plaintiff's lawsuit against the defendant the payment of $1,200. That's what I'm going to order. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Shalom.
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 So the plaintiff is going to get some money, $1,200. He doesn't get $4,300. If the rockin' rabbi can step over here and talk to me for a minute, how are you?
Thank God, day by day, I'm healthy, I'm rocking, I'm praying to God, I feel the best.
Okay.
Day by day.
Couple of questions for you. Number one, why the glove?
Why not? Why not? It makes me feel good.
Are you trying to copy Michael Jackson?
Well, he actually copied me, but he made it. I didn't. But I'm still alive. He's not. So you know.
All right. Well, look, I'm sorry you didn't
Yeah.
win the case. You know, you lost the case.
No, I won the case. I'm giving him as a donation. You know.
Is that what you're
Right.
terming it? A
As
donation?
a donation.
I like the
Yeah, I
way you
really
put
won
it.
the case. Yeah, I'm
All
donating it. I feel, he's a nice guy. What are you gonna do? You know.
You think you can succeed in this business? It's a tough business, you know.
I know everything's tough. Get up in the morning is also tough. You
I know.
Everything in life is
But
tough.
do you think you got it?
I got it. I know I can do
You're
it.
gonna make it.
I'm to make it. Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna make it.
Okay.
The rock and roll about the holy man.
Okay.
The holy man.
Holy man. All right.
Right,
Good
that's
enough.
another
Thank you
song.
very much. Good luck to you.
Right.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. All right, Mr. Steinberg. Do you think he's going to make it? Seriously, you work with Madonna, U2, Cheap Trick, groups like that. You do believe he's got it?
It's possible. It's certainly possible.
You satisfied? $1,200? That's going to encourage you to work with him some more? Oh,
I don't think
that's
so.
what we need.
I don't want the aggravation. There's a lot of the people that will pay me decent money.
Okay, good enough.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck with your career. Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, Doug, they clearly thought they had a contract, but it was just deficient. In the law, the legal term, it's called quantum meruit, which means you still get the reasonable value of the services that are actually rendered. That'll do it for this case.